Hello, beautiful morning to you and welcome to another edition of the Weekend Show. I am David Opokwasele.
And I said, I think the best thing to say is longest time. Because I came back looking like today's bread.
exactly.
But my name is still Oluchi Kalo Emeka, and I really hope you've been coping with this lowly guy. But today I'm back, and I'm here to ensure that the normal rishi, the normal vibes, it's on ground full, so you don't go anywhere.
Yeah, it was really lonely. All right, like we do it on the show, we'll bring you the stories making the front pages of our dailies. Then we move over to our discussion segment. Our discussion segment this morning, we have something spicy to look at, and we know you enjoy it. So stay with us as we open the roll for this morning on the Weekend Show. This morning from ABS website news, where the stories making the headlines are Anambra State Investment Summit. Anambra State government signs MOUs for development of independent power plants. Others. Orca shopping mall to be completed March next year. Man in police net for stabbing brother's wife. Anambra State government to launch security apparatus network next month. Bill to protect local raw material skills. Bill to protect local raw materials skills. First reading at National Assembly. Those are the major stories that we have on ABS website news this morning.
And then we'll move over to the dailies this morning, starting with the Daily Times. On the Saturday Times this morning, we have the story on the burial of the late Chief of Army Staff, Lagbaja. It says, Tinubu demands, we also have Tinubu demands peaceful Guba polls in Ondo. And late Chief of Army Staff, Lagbaja, led to rest. We also have Newi mourns as Senator Ifanyoba set for burial on November 22nd. Is going to be a total shutdown because he was actually a man of the people. And then we have how my South African partner duped me of $3.5 million in Kenya, says Ben Bruce. Narrates. And then we also have our prayers made God stop Naira from falling to 10,000. From falling to 10,000 Naira per dollar. And that was really the one that has been trending since yesterday, day before yesterday. And that quote was from Pastor Adeboye. Finally, the last but not the least I'll be taking is, I am not scared of defecting to APC, says Wike. We've been waiting for that.
It's not a big story anymore. for most of us, we know that in Nigeria, you cannot function properly when you are in another opposition party and serving in an opposition government. All right, let's look at the Guardian newspaper now. The election in Ondo State today is also making the banner headlines on the Guardian weekend this morning. All eyes on INEC security agencies as Ondo goes to poll. Find out, be abreast of what is happening in Ondo this morning or today. We have Tinubu Chetima, others pay last respects to late Chief of Army Staff, Labaja. Livestock Watch, Tinubu Ganduje and power of intellectuals in governance too. We also have tackling systematic failures that keep transport sector in limbo. Returned activists still homeless. Returned activists still homeless. Tax before Bebero. Those are the stories that we have on the front page of the Guardian weekend this morning.
All right, to move over to the Punch newspaper this Saturday morning, and on top of that page, the major rider still on Ondo polls. We have APC, PDP set for battle as 1.7 million voters elect next governor. Then we also have Ondo South in battle for candidates. Why I attempted suicide in church, to spinal cord patients. Digital hustle. Desperate Nigerian girls turn to selling nudes for cash. Quite demoralizing. Nigeria, okay, Lagos hospital killed my wife by removing her fibroid womb without consent, says husband. Ocean robbery suspect steals policeman's phone in patrol van. All right, so we...
Yeah, girl, that's not village people.
Totally village people. And then we have on top of the page, 2 billion liters of petrol imported in 1 month, says reports. And then finally, how acting witchcraft role made me seek therapy, says a Nigerian Nollywood actress, Nosa. That's it from the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, finally on the Weekend Trust, the big story there, governors on overbearing influence on Nigeria. They are alphas and omegas in their states, says ex-Adamawa governor. We are not as powerful as people think, Bala Mohammed, that is Bauchi governor, says. How citizens can hold leaders to account, lawyers. Fishing for survival, the story of Isoko fisher women. Tinubu honors Labaja with CFR as late chief of army staff is buried. The election in Ondo State today, over 1.7 million voters choose new governor in Ondo today. As NJC suspends 2 judges, retires 2 others over misconduct, age falsification. Supreme Court dismisses state governor's suit against EFCC. Those are the stories that we have this morning on the Weekend Trust.
Remember to read up those stories. All you have to do is visit the vendor closest to you, or you can visit the website or the socials of these dailies. But to stay abreast of happenings in Anambra State, Southeast Nigeria, and the global community at large, stick with Anambra Broadcasting Service. You can stick with us via our television channels, our radio channels, and our social media platforms.
All right, stay with us this morning as we look at a very important topic. Stay with us as we unveil it on our discussion segment.